up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel, where we speak the truth, we be honest, and we give our takes on AEW. There we go. It is Wednesday night, June 29th, 2022. Here with Wesley Williams and Cameron Johnson. They are back on the Big Fight Field channel, and yes, we will talk more about the Forbidden Door because I want to. But guys, what an insane night it was. Blood and Guts, Detroit, Michigan. One of the best crowds AEW had all year, in my opinion. And I'm just going to say this off the bat. This year's Blood and Guts it blew last year's out of the water. I'll just say that. Just by the atmosphere alone, it blew last year's out of the water. And Cam might not like this, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say this Blood and Guts match was better than the Anarchy in the Arena match. And I loved Anarchy in the Arena. But in my opinion, Blood and Guts was a better match between the Jericho Appreciation Society and the Blackpool Combat Club. And we'll talk all about that. But we're going to talk to Wesley and Cam first. Wes, what's good, dude? How did you think of tonight?
What's going on, man? I thought tonight was a tremendous episode of just carnage. I mean, professional wrestling, but not only that. I mean, it was pure, unadulterated carnage that we witnessed tonight. The big talking point, obviously, is stuff before the Blood and Guts match, but the main talking point, obviously, is what transpired inside the big cage between Blackpool Combat Club and Jericho Appreciation Society. Absolutely loved it. Definitely blew. I agree, Joseph. Definitely blew last year's Blood and Guts match out of the water between the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle. This was definitely a better Blood and Guts match, and the ending also was a lot better too, compared to all the critics that came out and talked about the ending for last year's match. But this was a major success. I will say though, prayers up to Santana. He apparently went down with injury right after he had entered the match. I don't know if a lot of you watching, if y'all witnessed that. I didn't really witness it either at first, but apparently Santana legit went down with an injury. It's believed that his knee buckled or something like that, or got caught into something. So prayers up for Santana. Hopefully he doesn't have that long of an injury. Hopefully he recovers very swiftly, because Lord knows everybody under the sun is getting hurt in pro wrestling right now from all companies. It's ridiculous right now. It seems like every single week a new guy's getting injured, and it's just it's a very sad, unfortunate situation. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. But overall, though, tremendous night, man. Tremendous night of action. Lots of blood, lots of guts, and lots of this awesome pro wrestling to end our Wednesday night, man.
Cam, what's up, brother?
What is going on, my good brothers, man? I thought Dynamite tonight, this was a one-match show, but, this was a one-match show, obviously, going into it, but what a one-match it was. That one match delivered, what a one-match it was. That one match delivered leaps and bounds, man. I thought this was an excellent addition of AEW Dynamite based off that one match. I think this is easily better than last year's show. Not just because of the atmosphere, but I just think this is a much better match than last year. I have a slight problem with the ending, but with the ending of the match, but it's not, but it's not that big a deal. We'll get to it when we get to it. But overall, I thought this episode of Dynamite tonight was really good. Based off that one match delivered. So thumbs up show.
By the way, Wes, you said Santana got in the ring. He got hurt getting in the ring or something.
Yeah, it was something like, I think right after he did.
I just saw a clip on Twitter. He tried to hit a Uranagi on Daniel Garcia, and his left knee just buckled.
Oh man, that sucks.
His left knee just gave out on him, and he couldn't get up after. That sucks. But I want to save all the blood and guts stuff for the match, because we got a lot to talk about the match. There's not really a lot to talk about with the first hour, so you guys weren't here Sunday night. Let's talk a little bit about Forbidden Door. I thought personally, and before we do, be sure to go ahead and check out the Forbidden Door review that I did on Sunday night. I thought it was one of the best shows of the year. In-ring standpoint, it was the best show of the year. We're almost at 100 views for the review, so if you haven't already, be sure to go check it out. It's debatable in my opinion, between that and that show and Revolution. But as far as I'm just being biased because I was at the Revolution pay-per-view, but on an in-ring standard, I thought Forbidden Door was the best pay-per-view of the entire year. The match quality on that show was freaking insane. There was not a bad match on that entire show, and people are still talking about it. And this show was challenged by all the injuries to it. So, excuse me. And it was very successful. $1 million at the gate, and apparently Tony Khan apparently said $5 million on with pay-per-view buys. I can't wait to see what the number for that pay-per-view was. That's insane, man. That is absolutely insane. This show was a monster success. And what makes the geeks on Twitter and the IWC think that, this was a letdown, we're not going to get the show again? We're absolutely going to get Forbidden Door 2. And this, I'm telling you right now, I won't bring it up until whenever, but the match card for Forbidden Door 2, it's going to be better than this year's card. And this year's show was freaking fantastic. So I'll let you guys talk about Forbidden Door, and then we'll get into Blood and Guts. I don't care who goes first.
I'll go ahead. Yeah, I mean, Forbidden Door this past Sunday, man, tremendous top to bottom, man. I mean, no doubt about it. I mean, every single match delivered, like you said, Joseph. There really was not a single bad match on that card. And it's crazy considering all the injuries that have riddled the pro wrestling world as of late. And knowing that we were supposed to get other matches, like set matches for this show that couldn't take place, but instead, with all the replacement matches that we had for this pay-per-view, it still delivered an A show, no doubt about it. I can't even imagine what it would have been like had we had the likes of like Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega, CM Punk, you name it, man. If we had all these people and all these individuals involved, man, how much better of a show this would have been. But overall, I had an excellent time this past night. I had some of my guy friends over to watch, and it was just overall an excellent time, man. And yeah, Tony Khan wants to make this an annual thing. I say absolutely go for it, man. There's no doubt about it anymore that we're definitely getting the second Forbidden Door pay-per-view next year. And again, I hope we keep getting a third one, a fourth one, a fourth, man, because Forbidden Door absolutely delivered. And I don't even know if I can pick a favorite match of the night. I've been trying to think about it since Sunday night. What was my favorite match? It's like, man, every match was great. I really don't know if I can even pick one, but I guess if I had to choose one, I'd probably go with Ospreay versus Cassidy, man. I loved everything they did, and I knew going into it, man, that like they're gonna do some amazing stuff, and they absolutely did. So maybe if I had to choose, I'd probably pick that match, just personally. The only down point, if I had to pick one, and obviously this is an unfortunate circumstance, was the fact that Adam Cole legit went down with injury, and ending to the fatal four-way was a bit awkward because Jay White had to quickly go for the pin. And for those who don't know, Adam Cole did legit suffer a concussion in the match after a drop kick by Kazuchika Okada. I guess he hit him pretty stiff with the drop kick, it seemed, and now he's out with a concussion. So now, the undisputed lead is pretty much all on the shelf right now, except for the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
It really sucks, man. Adam Cole already was hurt before this match too, and now he's got another injury to worry about here. So again, prayers up for Adam Cole too, and prayers up for everybody who's hurt, man. This just sucks. I mean, it's like we're still getting some great pro wrestling shows, but man, like this sport is cursed right now, with this summer going on and everything, man. I don't know what it is, but just everybody under the sun, it seems, is getting hurt. But that would be probably my only critique, I guess. But obviously, injuries happen in wrestling. I'm not blaming anybody. It happens. But yeah. But overall, though, I mean, excellent stuff. I can't wait for the next Forbidden Door show.
I hate saying this since AEW's match quality is freaking awesome. We're seeing great match after great match every single week. But with all these damn injuries happening, man, I think we need to tone it down just a little bit in the ring. I know it sucks. We're used to the fast pace, high tempo. I just think we need to slow things a little bit down. That's just in my opinion, because God forbid we get more injuries and storylines get fucked and all that stuff. So, Cam, what do you think of the pay-per-view?
Overall, I thought this is overall. I thought I'm gonna say I thought this is the best AEW pay-per-view since All Out of 2021. That is how much I enjoyed this show. For them to have a completed roster and a completed match card, really, and for them to go out there and deliver the way they did, for them to go out there and deliver the way they did, I thought spoke a lot of grounds about the talent there. I thought every match from the top to the bottom was excellent. I don't think there was a single match on here that I don't do the star ratings, but I don't think there was a single match on here for me that ranked below 3 stars. That is how that ranked below 3.5 stars. That is how good. That is how good this pay per view was, man. That is how good this pay per view was, man. I was invested in everything they did, and some of the New Japan guys that I was really not familiar with, guys like Shota, guys like Shota, and the guy that teamed with the Young Bucks. The guy that teamed with the Young Bucks. I forgot his name. Yeah, and Clark Connors. They impressed the hell out of me tonight, man. I want to see more of those guys, man. I really do. But I thought this is an excellent show. I thought this was an excellent show from top to bottom. I watched in a movie theater, and I'm proud, and I'm glad I can finally say there were no issues this time at the fucking theater. There were no issues this time at the theater in terms of them not having the pay-per-view on the right channel, them cutting it off in the middle of the main event. None of that shit. I walked in at the buy-in, and the buy-in was over stream, man. It was absolutely beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful, man. So I had no issues at all. And everybody in the theater, just had an overall great time watching the show. It's gotten to the point now where we go to the AEW theater, where we go to the theater to watch AEW. We all pretty much know each other's name, and it's just we all pretty much know each other's name, and it's like a group of guys, and it's just a group of guys in there watching wrestling and just marking out over the same exact shit. So it's absolutely wonderful. But I thought this was an excellent show. Overall, I thought this was an excellent show, man. Sting needs to stop with the balcony. That dude is an absolute madman. That dude is an absolute madman. Claudio, it was so surreal to see Claudio in an to see Claudio in an AEW ring, in an AEW ring, in an AEW ring, in an AEW arena. He got a superstar reaction out. He got a superstar reaction when he came out, and it's well deserved. This entire show was just excellent, and this is not going to be the last time we see this. And I cannot wait for Forbidden Door 2, because Forbidden Door 1 was excellent. Oh, one more thing before we go on to Blood and Guts. But all the people, all of us said, we're Ospreay, Orange Cassidy. Oh, man, it's such a disappointment. This is the match I wanted to see. You guys owe Orange Cassidy a big apology, and you guys owe Orange Cassidy an apology. Man. I don't know why we continue to do this. I don't know why people continue to do this, man. People continue to shit and sleep all over Orange Cassidy like this guy is not, this guy is not a A-tier fucking quality professional wrestler. Do not let the gimmick fool you, folks. So everybody who did that, y'all need to go on. Y'all need to apologize to that man, Orange Cassidy. Y'all just need to, because him and Ospreay gave y'all a match of the year candidate. There were a couple of times in that match where I thought Orange Cassidy sure was winning the U.S. title. So y'all owe that man an apology, man. Stop disrespecting that man, Orange Cassidy, man. Like he ain't like Orange Cassidy ain't about that life. Stop that.
I will say this. I'll say one thing before we and I'll add on before we move into Blood and Guts. You can tell. And I was debating just now whether to talk about it. Now I'll talk about it for a little bit. It's not really worth time, but you could tell how people in the community don't have lives. They don't have a job and making money because the fact that they're sitting online all day complaining and making fun how Tony Khan hugged Claudio. Like, it's embarrassing. It's honestly embarrassing for the community. Why wouldn't you want a boss to show love to his talent? Shows that he cares about his talent. He said he saved his show because Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. was a big part of the Forbidden Door, and Bryan went down with an injury, and Claudio came in as the replacement. So he saved that match for the Forbidden Door. I just can't believe people made such a huge deal out of it and wanted to make fun of Tony Khan out of the way he hugged Claudio. Meanwhile, you got Vince McMahon paying $3 million for hush money, and you got people in attendance bowing to him. It's crazy, man.
I wonder if all those people that make fun of Tony Khan hugging Claudio, I wonder if they're going to do the same thing when a picture comes out. When a picture comes out of Vince McMahon when a picture comes out of Vince McMahon hugging one of his top talents. Not like a mid-card guy, not one of his top talents. Not like a Roman Reigns or John Cena or Randy Orton. I wonder if they're going to make fun. I wonder if they're going to make fun of Vince McMahon for that. I'm just saying, spread the wealth there if you're going to do that. You're going to shit on Tony Khan. When Vince says the picture comes out of this shit, y'all need to make fun of him. So y'all need to slander him like y'all doing Tony Khan. Stop that shit. Stop slandering that man.
Yeah. I wanted to bring it up shortly, but it's not worth a full discussion. Let's get into Blood and Guts. The first hour, we open up the show with Orange Cassidy against Dan Lambert. And Orange Cassidy came out to a new theme song. He came out to his indie theme song, Jane, and it got really over. It was super over. It's amazing how when AEW goes from city to city, how over Orange Cassidy is. He is still one of the most over guys in the entire company. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. He went one-on-one with Ethan Page. Dan Lambert demanded the referee to toss out the best friends and eject them from ringside. Crowd chanted, "Shut the fuck up," to Dan Lambert. Dan Lambert's awesome. I don't get why people don't want to see him on television anymore. But I don't know. People just are tired of him, I guess. But Orange Cassidy against Ethan Page. This match was entertaining. This was a really entertaining match. Dan Lambert had a bottle of orange juice, so I knew that would play a factor into the match. Orange Cassidy was trying to body slam Ethan Page the entire match. He couldn't do it. Ethan Page was dominating him, but Orange Cassidy was fighting back. Orange Cassidy was called a 12-year-old by Dan Lambert. Dan Lambert called him a 12-year-old pipsqueak. More chance of shut the fuck up when Dan Lambert was talking trash to Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy was then going for the orange punch. Dan Lambert got on the apron. Orange Cassidy looked at him, started hitting him softly, like he did the shin kicks, and said he's slapping him softly. And then when he goes in for the last time, he takes a sip of his orange juice, and Ethan Page goes to punch Cassidy. Cassidy ducks. Ethan Page nearly punches Dan Lambert. Orange Cassidy goes for a move. Ethan Page ducks, and Orange Cassidy spit the citrus in the what do you call it? What do you call it? That's in orange juice drinks.
Pulp.
Pulp. Yes. Sorry about that. So he spit pulp into Dan Lambert's eyes. Dan Lambert was blinded. Orange Cassidy hit the orange punch. onto Ethan Page, and he got the win. He got the win. Very, very entertaining match, and the Detroit crowd was really into this, and I thought it was a fun way to open up Dynamite. Let's get you guys' thoughts on the opening match. Let's start with Cam.
I thought this is a fun way to open up. I thought this is a fun way to open up Dynamite. I thought this was a really good match here between Orange Cassidy and Ethan Page. The one criticism I have about this match, is when is when Dan Lambert got the best friends ejected. I think I think the referee was stupid for ejecting the best friends, but not ejecting, for ejecting the best friends, but for not ejecting Dan Lambert too. I thought he should have been ejected too. I thought that's where they were going with this. But overall, I thought this was a really good match, and this is a big win. Overall, I thought this was a really good match, and a good win for Orange Cassidy. It's not, and a good win for Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy. And the good win for Orange Cassidy against Ethan Page. So I don't know if this is a start of a feud between them or not. Probably is, but overall, I thought this was really good.
I don't know, man. We'll see. I feel like Orange Cassidy deserves better than a feud with American Top Team because he's so good. And, American Top Team, they're great. But I just feel like they're going downhill. So, Wes.
Yeah, I thought this was a pretty fun opening match to get the Detroit crowd going tonight. It's really good to see Orange Cassidy back, man. After the tremendous match he had with Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door, and here he is. He had a fun match with Ethan. Great to see him back in ring shape and everything. I didn't really enjoy that ending sequence where he spit the orange juice in Dan Lambert's face and then hit Ethan Page with 2 orange punches and then finished him off with a body slam. He kept teasing it the whole match, and I thought that was pretty fun. But yeah, it seems like now that Orange Cassidy's back and in healthy shape again, we might start seeing a bit of more of a push for him, which is good because the guy is so talented. And even after he fought Ospreay for Forbidden Door, I still saw people like on Facebook still complaining about Orange Cassidy and still saying bad things. It's like, what do you want from the guy? Like, really, what do you want from this? I really don't understand. It's just, it goes to show you once again, these toxic fans will never stop being toxic. And, incels, if any of you are watching this video by chance, go out, smell the roses, smell the fresh summer air, and get a freaking life, please. Because, like, I don't know, if this is not for you, do not watch. WWE is not for me anymore these days. I don't watch whereas I don't talk about it on the internet. So do yourself a favor and go do that. But are they going to do it? No, of course not. But us here, us real fans can actually enjoy an entertaining product because sometimes it's good to just have fun with the product and not take it super seriously sometimes. So Cassidy put on a fun match with Ethan Page to kick us off here. Gets the win. Hopefully, we start to see him in some cool feuds heading into the later months and later weeks and everything. But yeah, I'm with y'all. I don't know if I really want to see a feud with American Top Team. I kind of feel like we kind of know about Scorpio Sky and Wardlow. They're going to go at it in the street fight, the TNT title and everything. I kind of feel like they're kind of Wardlow's kind of caught up with that right now, and I don't know if they're going to focus so heavily on a best friends feud with them. We'll see. But I kind of hope we do see Cassidy in some just high-profile programs going forward, and we can maybe even see him in a title picture at some point here. But it's just really good to have him back.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Scorpio Sky and Wardlow, they had a backstage interview with Tony Schiavone, and they made it official next week in Rochester, New York. It will be Scorpio Sky defending the TNT Championship against Wardlow in a street fight.
It was nice knowing Scorpio Sky. It was real nice knowing him, man. He had a terrible reign. He had 2 terrible reigns as TNT champ where he did not do shit. Yeah, it was nice knowing you, Scorpio Sky. It was nice knowing you.
Yep. I said this after he beat MJF at Double or Nothing. He squashed MJF with 10 power bombs, and Wardlow's next direction needed to be him winning the TNT Championship. that's the direction they're going, and I think Wardlow's going to get his big moment next week, man. I'm excited. So it should be good. If the Blood and Guts match didn't exist tonight, which I know it did, this would have been my favorite thing on the show. We got Christian Cage out there with Tony Schiavone. And Tony Schiavone said, "What more could you have said that you said last week?" And Christian said, "Actually, I only said Jungle Boy's father's dead, but I wish his whole family was dead as well." And he says, "I take that back." He says, "I wish your whole family was dead except for your mom." He then winked to the camera and did the call me sign. Freaking hilarious, man. Absolutely hilarious, Christian Cage. Crowd's chanting, "Shut the F up" to Christian. Tony Schiavone said, "Well, we heard earlier today that you've requested a match tonight and you're not dressed for a match." And Christian said, "I may have requested a match, but it wasn't for me." All of a sudden, there's fire going off. We get this dark theme music, smoke everywhere, and out comes Luchasaurus from the heel tunnel, all black. Luchasaurus looks like a fucking monster, a legit monster, man. And he squashed our boy Serpentico in about 2 minutes. That's the only bad thing about it, is he squashed our boy Serpentico. But my God, this is the direction they're taking Luchasaurus. Him with Christian Cage, I absolutely can get behind this. This is giving me, I don't know about you guys, I'm pretty sure most of the community is saying it. This gives me vibes of Kane. Luchasaurus is giving me vibes of.
His theme song gave me Kane vibes.
Yeah, I know.
When he came out, I'm not gonna lie, when he came out, I was like, so when I first heard the music, I was like, I was like, how is that? Because like his theme song sounded like Kane to me.
Yeah, it definitely comes off. He's definitely got that Kane vibe in him right now. But this is awesome. Luchasaurus looks like a monster out there. Christian Cage, he's on the side of Christian Cage. And this is only going to make Jungle Boy a bigger babyface when he returns, which he's injured. He's on that injury list, but whenever he comes back, hopefully before All Out, this is only going to make him a bigger babyface. So, what do you guys think about all of this? Let's start with Wes.
Yeah, this was definitely, other than Blood and Guts, this is definitely the best part about tonight's show. Yeah, Christian Cage, man, as a heel has just been nothing but excellent all around. And then something that I certainly did not expect. I know probably all of us didn't expect. You know, we saw last week that Christian had whispered something in Luchasaurus' ear, and they walked together into the back and they went through the heel tunnel and everything. But tonight we see this new and improved version of Luchasaurus, man. Got the dark mask. I think his tongue was dark too. It had some like dark coloring on it as well. Got the pyro and everything. And I agree with you guys wholeheartedly. Big vibes of Kane. I also, in the back of my head, also thought of Abyss as well, man. We all remember how Abyss was in TNA, man. An absolute beast he was. And then it gave me huge vibes of that. But yeah, I really, when I saw all this, I really was like, you know what? This is pretty good. I mean, Christian standing next to Luchasaurus 2, walking together to the ring and everything, and walking out together. It felt right. It's one of those images you look at and you're like, this actually feels right. This feels like this is something that was always needed. But yeah, man, when Jungle Boy does eventually return, and hopefully he has a very swift recovery, it's like you said, Joseph, it's only going to enhance the storyline. It's only going to make it that much more interesting. But Luchasaurus coming in, destroying Serpentico. That choke slam he gave to him on the outside looked brutal as well. I mean, Serpentico bounced right off the mat, man. That looked nasty. I'm all for a heel Luchasaurus that's just coming out, no nonsense, doesn't talk. He just comes out and just just kills everybody in his path, man. And you have Christian Cage be his mouthpiece, man. I think that's a recipe for success right there. So I'm all for this. I have no complaints whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I'm totally all for that. Cam, what you think?
Heel Luchasaurus, I like him coming out with the black mask and everything. And why my boy Sprinter go? They can't find nobody else in the back.
I know.
You could Tony Khan could find anybody else in the. It had to be my homie Sprinter go, man. I hate that for him, man. I really do. But I hate that for my homie. I really do. But I like heel Luchasaurus. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't know where they're going with this. But I like heel Luchasaurus. Christian has this Tyson Tomko back, so that's good. That's good. Glad to see that he has his version of Tyson Tomko back. So that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I love it. It's awesome. It's awesome, man. We got Max Caster, and this was the other big thing. Max Caster and the Gun Club teaming up to face Danhausen and two mystery opponents. I had no clue who this was going to be. I thought Hook was going to be one of them. It was FTR. Danhausen got FTR to be their tag team partner. They are the AAA, Ring of Honor, and IWGP tag team champions. I don't know when this started. I don't know who came up with the idea, but it feels like they are going with the 7-star FTR gimmick, and by the end of it, they're gonna be fucking 10-star FTR, man. So, this was fine. This was fine. Again, entertaining. The finish was really good. So, Danhausen was gonna curse Austin Gunn, and the camera panned out, and Anthony Bowens was standing in the ring. Anthony Bowens has been on the wheelchair for a bunch of weeks now, dealing with a knee injury. So I guess he's cleared to go, which that's awesome. And Bowens is standing up. His knee's fine. And he's got the crutch. He goes to hit Danhausen with the crutch. But he hit Austin Gunn instead. He hit Austin Gunn with the crutch. And you got Dax on the outside holding Billy Gunn, and you got Cash holding Bowens and Colton Gunn, I think it was. And Danhausen pinned Austin Gunn after Anthony Bowens, hit Austin Gunn in the head with the crutch. After the match, you got you got the Gunn Club, you got the Acclaimed arguing, you got Billy Gunn arguing with Bowens. Then all of a sudden, Austin Gunn is yelling at Anthony Bowens, and Billy Gunn pushes Austin Gunn to the ground. He's screaming at him. Austin and Colton go to the back. They look disgusted at their dad, and Billy Gunn standing on the side of the Acclaimed. I don't think.
Gunn.
What?
I said, good for Billy Gunn. He dished his losers for he dished his good for Billy Gunn. He dished those losers for some winners in the Acclaim. Good for Billy Gunn. I don't care if they his kids, man. They some losers. They some losers. They are some. I would remove myself from the Gun Club too. Good for Billy Gunn on
not for long, man. I don't think that's gonna last for long, because I think the end game of this story is gonna be the Gun Club, along with Billy, turning on the Acclaimed, ultimately making them baby faces, which, let's be honest, they kind of already are baby faces. They come out the heel tunnel, but this is going to lead to the Gun Club turning on the Acclaimed, and I think the Acclaimed are going to go over on the Gun Club, and they're going to start skyrocketing to the tag team division, man, and ultimately they're going to be tag team champions. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but I think I think in 2023, I think Max Caster and Anthony Bowens need to be the tag team champions. What'd you guys think of this match? What'd you think of the post-match angle with the Gun Club and the Acclaimed? Let's go with Cam.
I thought this was a fun 6-man tag. First of all, I love FTR, man. How over FTR is, man. When FTR comes out, that music is, and they go dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Then you got Justin Roberts does his ringing out. Justin Roberts does his ringing out. Gangs Harwood, it cash real. And then as soon as they say, and then as soon as he goes FTR, the entire crowd goes FTR. I love FTR. Everybody does. And Danhausen was great too. I love that when Danhausen comes out, they announce him as spot. They announce him as 300 pounds. I love that for Danhausen. But I thought this was a fun 6-man tag. And hey, I'm with you, Joseph. The end game of this needs to be the Acclaimed, this babyface. That needs to be the end game. I have been saying for months and months, pretty much since last year, that the Acclaimed need to be babyfaces. I've been saying that for months and months and months. And we might be finally getting our wish. The Acclaimed should be the Acclaimed absolutely should be baby faces. They should absolutely be baby faces, and by the end of the year, they should be tag team champions. If not in 2023 at the latest, they need to be tag team champions. They need to start building the Acclaimed up and start building them up. Because most of the time when we see the Acclaimed on television, they lose. They lose a lot of their matches here. Well, babyface turn is definitely going to help them, and they need to start winning soon. They need to start winning a lot of their matches. So the Acclaimed need to be tag team champions by the end of the year.
I don't think they're going to be the tag team champions by the end of this year because FTR is going to beat the Young Bucks. Let's be honest, that's the way they're going. And then someone's going to beat FTR. Obviously, it's probably going to be a heel tag team. I don't know. Santana and Ortiz need to be tag team champions at some point. Who knows? Let's go to Wes.
This is a good trios match here, and I like that we got more FTR content tonight, and congrats to the brand new IWGP tag team champions as well, man. I mean, FTR wants all the tag team gold, and now they have 3 belts underneath. Three sets of belts underneath their possession now, man. It's absolutely wonderful. There's no other team that can be doing this right now other than FTR. It feels so right with FTR holding all this gold, man. It's crazy, man. They got the Ring of Honor, AAA, and IWGP tag team titles now, man. I mean, they run the tag team wrestling world right now, man. They are on top of the mountain, and they're not even holding the titles in the main company that they work for. But like Joseph, like you said, I mean, ultimately, come all out. I would say we're definitely gonna get FTR and the Bucks for the tag titles for a 3rd time, and that's probably where we'll see them win the AEW tag titles for a 2nd time. And who knows? Hopefully, they'll still be holding the three sets of titles they already have by that point, man. Because imagine them with 4 sets of titles under their possession, man. I mean, my goodness, man. I mean, there's a reason why FTR is arguably the best tag team in the world right now, man. They continue to prove it night in and night out. So it was really cool. Awesome moment there for them at Forbidden Door. Enjoyed this match here with them and Danhausen versus the Acclaimed and Gun Club. And yeah, I'm with you too, Joseph. I think we're ultimately going to see an eventual turn with Billy Gunn siding with his sons, and they're going to turn on the Acclaimed and beat them up, and then we're going to see the ultimate babyface turn with the Acclaimed and everything, which is the right call. The Acclaimed are ridiculously over, and I'd say by sometime in 2023, I could definitely see them becoming tag team champions. I think that would be the right thing to do, man, because they always get a reaction every time they come out, and the crowd obviously loves them. And, it helps, too, that Anthony Bowens leads them on in an Ass Boys chant every single week. So that's another thing that really helps them. But yeah, this was good. Big win for the baby faces here. The Danhausen and Hook team had to take a little break tonight, but I'm sure they're going to continue on with their tag team in the coming weeks and everything. But for one night only, we got FTR Hausen running the show. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Really quick. We had a TBS Championship Open Challenge. Jade Cargill 1-on-1 with Lila Gray. This was nothing more than a squash match. She's got Jade Cargill, another win. She's now 34-0. After the match, Statlander and Athena came down to attack her and Kiera Hogan. And meanwhile, Stokely Hathaway was whispering something into Lila Gray's ear. Lila Gray went up to push Ember Moon off the top rope. She started beating up. I'm sorry, Athena. I'm sorry I called her by her WWE. By the way, the commentary was very off tonight. I don't know about you guys, but I thought the commentary was very off tonight. You got JR calling Claudio Castagnoli, Cesaro. You got Taz calling Ruby.
Jim Ross does that with everybody. He does that shit with everybody.
You got Taz calling Ruby Soho Ruby Riot. I mean, man, get it together, commentary. Y'all, they had a rough night. They had a rough night tonight. So, anyway, Lila Gray pushed Athena off the top rope, and she started attacking Athena. Jade Cargill pushed her away to continue to attack Athena. Layla Gray then went to shake hands with Stokely, and Jade Cargill slapped her hand away. So she's in the baddies. I don't know. Who knows? Let's get your guys' thoughts on it. Let's start with Wes.
Not much thoughts on this. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm kind of ready for the title to go on Chris Statlander at this point. I'm not really interested in really everything that's going on with this picture right now. I like that Athena, and Chris Statlander are involved. I just kind of want to hurry up and get to the Statlander Jade Cargill match so we can kind of have Chris reign as champion, because if it really wasn't for the undefeated streak, Jay would probably not have much going on for it. Even with the undefeated streak, it's like, even that is like, it's just been mostly squash matches for her. And again, it's like Jade still, hasn't really proved, to me at least, that like she's gotten a lot better in the ring. It just kind of feels like I'm watching the same match over and over again. I will say the matches she had with Anna Jay and the match she had with Ty Conti were good for what they were. But other than that, I just don't really care. This is just me personally. You guys might think different. I just kind of want a new just change. I just somewhat of a change here. Jade Cargill obviously has the look and everything, man, but she's got some pretty good promo skills. She got Stokely Hathaway there, which is a great addition, of course. But I don't really care. And Layla Gray, it's like they kind of tried to make Layla Gray potentially joining the baddies as like, it seems like they kind of tried to make that as like a big thing, and it's like she's literally a relative nobody to anybody watching. The only reason I'm like somewhat familiar with her is because I've watched her on Dark before. That's about it. I haven't done like my deep research on her. She's not like a big name at all in wrestling. I know Red Velvet's down with injury right now, so I guess they're just trying to get somebody else there to be with Kiera Hogan in the baddies or whatever. But I'm just not really feeling this stuff anymore. And again, I just kind of want Chris Statlander to go ahead and get that title shot against Jade Cargill so she can win it, and we can kind of move on, because it's just, for me, it just hasn't really been working. But.
Cam.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on this, Wes. Overall, this is a pretty standard squash match here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of seeing Jade Cargill in the squash matches. I am. Like, I understand she has that whole undefeated streak going. Okay, fine. But like, I am so sick and tired of seeing Jade Cargill in squash matches, because we all know what the outcome is going to be. So what is even the point of putting this match on television? So what is even the point of putting this match on television? But overall, I thought it was fine. Layla Gray in the baddies, she certainly would fit. She certainly would fit that group of baddies. She is mighty fine. She is mighty fine, so she would certainly fit the baddies. But again, like Wesley says, she's a relative Wesley says she's a relative nobody. And they just need to go ahead and get to the Statlander and Cargill match. Although I'm thinking we get a triple threat. Statlander versus Cargill versus Athena, and that's where Statlander takes the title. And either way, this needs to end with Jay Cargill losing the TBS Championship Because to be honest with you, every match she has is the exact same. Every match she has is the exact same match. I have not seen that much improvement from her that would justify me keeping the championship on her. So, and then that would justify her keeping that championship. So, I'm with you guys. I think she needs to drop that title immediately.
It's interesting. We will get into Blood and Guts match in a little bit. Before we do, Rampage on Friday. We got a 2-ring battle royal. Again, another battle royal in AEW. And not only do I get to see one, I get to see 2 battle royals happen at the same time. I think the way they explain this thing is whoever wins in each ring goes on to face each other and will face Jon Moxley for the World Championship. So I do like the fact that they're utilizing 2 rings since they have 2 rings this week. So the participants are Frankie Kazarian, John Silver, Orange Cassidy, Roosh, Hangman Page, Konosuke Takeshita, Penta Oscuro, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, and Keith Lee. In the other ring, you got Swerve Strickland, Darby Allin, The Blade, Dustin Rhodes, The Butcher, Max Caster, Tony Nese, Matt Hardy, Dante Martin, and Brody King. So that is Friday. On Rampage, also got Nyla Rose against Tony Storm, and the Young Bucks against Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto. Blood and Guts.
Hold on, Justin, before we get to Blood and Guts, I got a question. So regarding the Battle Royal with them having 2, with them having 2 rings in it, how is this gonna work? Like, how is this gonna work? Like, are the final 2 and are the final 2 and the 2 rings gonna come together and then are gonna come together? Is it gonna be like a match on Dynamite, or is it gonna be like a match on Dynamite or something? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure. And by the way, guys, I'll read up on it. Maybe I'm not sure. By the way, guys, I will not be here on Friday. I have work at 3:30, and my shift's over at 10:30. So I won't even be able to watch Rampage on Friday night. I'll watch it the next day, but no Rampage review on Friday night. Let's get into Blood and Guts. And the cage was rising down. This crowd was going insane, man. I swear. This crowd in Detroit, was going freaking insane. So, the cage is down. You got the Jericho Appreciation Society coming out. They're all wearing red. They looked ridiculous in a funny way. They looked absolutely ridiculous tonight. But they were all wearing red. Even Ty Conti was wearing red as well. Then you got the Blackpool Combat Club, Eddie Kingston, Santana and Ortiz. Sammy Guevara was the first person in the ring for the JAS. And Claudio was the first person in the ring for the Blackpool Combat Club. And he gave Eddie Kingston a fist pump before he went into the ring. So we got... After that, we got Daniel Garcia. Wheeler Yuta came in. Jake Hager came in. Moxley came in. And that's when the blood started, of course. Moxley brung in a couple chairs. Threw it in Jake Hager's face. Daniel Garcia was the first person to bleed after Moxley stabbed a fork on his head. So Daniel Garcia was gushing blood. Matt Menard came in. Oh, no, it was Angelo Parker. The Blackpool Combat Club had just taken out Guevara, Garcia, and Hager. And Angelo Parker, Cool Hand Angelo, as they call him, came in. And he tried running out of the ring. He couldn't escape. He was caught by Claudio. And Ortiz was then next to come into the ring. After that was Matt Menard. And John Moxley fucking put skewers in this guy's head. And that's how he started bleeding. Moxley was bleeding while he was. I don't know how Moxley started bleeding, but he was bleeding nonetheless. Of course he was. And then, unfortunately, Santana came in the ring. He wasn't really in the match for long because he did a Uranagi and his left knee buckled. His left knee buckled and he couldn't do the rest of the match. Fucking sucks, man. I hope for the best for Santana. I loved how they got the camera shot of Chris Jericho terrified before he entered the Blood and Guts match. He had a terrified look on his face. And then finally, Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston, all he wanted to do was get his hands on Chris Jericho. And Guevara and Garcia was running after him, and he hit them with a candlestick like he was swatting away a fly. Just one hit on Guevara, one hit on Garcia, and then the match started, and they were going at it. All of the Jericho Appreciation Society was taking out Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston and Ortiz powerbombed Jake Hager through a table. That Moxley and Wheeler Yuta grabbed a bag, 2 bags, and when they got the bag, or actually no, this was before them. During the commercial break, Angelo Parker was pile drivered onto a pile of glass, and then Moxley took a piece of glass and jammed it into Parker's head. So that's how he started bleeding. And then Moxley and Wheeler Yuta grabbed 2 bags of thumbtacks, and there you go. That's the thumbtacks. Moxley then gave a backward suplex to Matt Menard onto a huge pile of thumbtacks. You could literally see the thumbtacks attached to his back. And then before the commercial break, you just see Angelo Parker all bloodied. He's literally hanging outside of the cage, arms out like this, like a fucking statue, man. It was hilarious. Oh man. We get back from the commercial break. So this is the last part. We get back from commercial, and this match is already incredible. We get back from commercial, and Ty Conti, laid out Aubrey Edwards. She attacked Aubrey Edwards, who was outside, and she stole the key. Out came Ruby Soho. Taz said Ruby Riott. He messed up her name. To attack Ty Conti. So Ruby chased her to the back, and they were brawling the whole time. I guess Ruby's friends with Eddie Kingston and Mox. So maybe if we could get something for her to do, maybe Ruby will be in the Blackpool Combat Club. I would actually like to see that, to be honest with you. I think that'd be very nice. So the cage door is open, and Jericho's climbing up to the top. And of course, Eddie Kingston is following them up there. And they're brawling. Kingston gives him a spinning back fist. And Sammy Guevara is now up there. And Sammy Guevara and Kingston are brawling for like 5 minutes. And then we get this wide out visual of Kingston holding Sammy Guevara. And last year, they had a camera shot down below of MJF pushing Jericho off the top of the Blood and Guts. And when Jericho fell, you could see the cushioning, and it was a shitty finish. It was a real shitty finish. This year, Eddie Kingston throws Sammy Guevara off the top of the cage. Sammy Guevara does a swanton, basically. He throws him off onto two tables, the timekeeper's area. And the way they shot it was much better than it was last year. Eddie Kingston was then, moments later, put in the walls of Jericho by Chris Jericho. And who came up to save Eddie Kingston? None other than Claudio Castagnoli. He saved Eddie Kingston. Matt Menard was then up there. Claudio swung Chris Jericho 5 times before Matt Menard got up there. Claudio took care of Menard pretty easily. Eddie Kingston had Jericho in the stretch muffler, while Claudio had the sharpshooter in on Matt Menard. Matt Menard tapped out, and Claudio won the match for the Blackpool Combat Club. Eddie Kingston was upset because his whole thing was he wants to humiliate Chris Jericho. He wants to end Chris Jericho. He wasn't able to do it on this night as Claudio Castagnoli tapped out Matt Menard. So Eddie's upset, but then Eddie and Claudio, they make it up at the end. All the members of the Blackpool Combat Club, including Eddie, and Ortiz. The only person that wasn't up there was Santana for obvious reasons. It sucks. And they all raised hands. And there you go. Blackpool Combat Club wins the 2022 Blood and Guts match. And I'm going to say that this was probably one of the greatest TV main events of AEW history. And it was better than Anarchy in the Arena. Even though I loved Anarchy in the Arena, I thought Blood and Guts was better. So, the match was fantastic. I loved it. Made the show awesome tonight. And yeah, let's get your guys' thoughts on the match. Y'all can talk about this as long as you want. We'll start with Wes. I gotta go blow my nose real quick. So, Wes, take it away.
Overall, the biggest talking point of the night was Blood and Guts. Just absolutely fantastic match. And again, I'll say this. I don't know if I said it at the beginning, but this definitely outshined last year's Blood and Guts match. The match itself, the first Blood and Guts, was really, really good, but the ending really tarnished kind of the overall match because obviously when Jericho took that fall, we saw the crash pad and everything. Thankfully, they fixed that error this year, and Sammy Guevara took the fall, and it was a much better shot at of the crash, man. I mean, so many highlights to go from. I mean, Matt Menard just getting freaking these sticks just jammed into his head by Moxley. Moxley pulling out 2 forks at one point and just stabbing everybody in the head with that. I mean, it's just classic John Moxley, man. That's that GCW John Moxley coming out, man. It's unbelievable. And then I will say this too. I did love the little reunion between Jake Hager and Claudio. I thought that was great. I love that callback to the Real Americans. By the way, the Real Americans was a very underrated tag team. They should have had a run with the tag titles at some point, man. The fact that they didn't, they should have definitely had a tag title run, man. They had a whole thing. They had a great thing going, man, with the We the People and Zeb Coulter and everything. They should have had a tag title run. Why WWE didn't pull the trigger on them, I do not know. I
forgot to bring them up. They had a face-off, and the Detroit crowd was chanting "We the People," and I sat there and I was like, "Damn! Of course WWE fucked these guys up. They were so
fucked them up. Oh God! I thought they put the tag team titles on them, ain't turning them babyface nothing, and then they broke them up the night after WrestleMania too. It ain't no shit with either guy. Like, wow, God."
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, just yet another tag team that WWE dropped the ball on, man. I think we have a very long list of tag teams that WWE has screwed up over the years. Yeah, that was a really cool call back there, and I love that the Detroit crowd recognized that as well. But yeah, man, blood and guts. I mean, just absolute carnage in the best way possible, man. Is all I can really say about this. Definitely one of the best matches I've ever seen in Dynamite history for sure. Definitely a match that people will look back on very fondly. And the Blackpool Combat Club winning was obviously the right call. We kind of knew going in that they were going to win this match. Jericho Appreciation Society got the advantage off the win at Forbidden Door. And by the way, that trios match as well back at Forbidden Door, absolutely amazing. Great way to open the show. I thought that was an awesome opening match. But we kind of knew what the result was going to be heading into this. We'll say this about the ending too. I think it's going to add another element with the whole relationship with Claudio and Eddie Kingston, knowing that Claudio took the win away from Eddie because Eddie wanted the win so badly. Their team ultimately did win, obviously, but Eddie wanted to be the one that to hold the trophy and to hold the the fact that over Jericho's head that he humiliated him and everything, and so the fact that he didn't get that it obviously rubbed Eddie the wrong way, and you could tell the way he him and Claudio were ended up being cool at the end, but I think that's ultimately going to lead to another layer and a story there, and I think we're definitely going to get Eddie and Claudio somewhere here in the near future, and I think that's going to be an awesome match whenever that does happen. But that's kind of where I see that maybe that storyline maybe heading there. But yeah, obviously these guys, all 10 or all 12 of these guys need some rest after what they went through tonight, man. Definitely give them the week off, or give them even 2 weeks off after what we witnessed tonight, man. But tremendous stuff, absolutely fantastic. Have no complaints whatsoever. Definitely made the show worth watching tonight for sure.
Cam.
I thought this was an excellent match. I enjoyed every minute of it. The one nitpick I had about this match is the constant commercials, but there's really not much you can do about it since this is on free television. You just kind of have to accept it. But them going to commercial to me, but them going to commercials, but us having commercials here, kind of, I think, in my opinion, kind of killed the flow of the match, but it wasn't too, But I don't think it was that bad. But I don't think it was that bad. I thought this was an excellent cage match. I enjoyed every minute of it. I'm with Joseph on this, man. When I saw, I think it was Angelo Parker. When I saw Angelo Parker outside, like the cage beaming, that cracked me up. I was like, my God. That cracked me up.
That might have been the best thing the entire match, dude. I was dying.
All the cage being laid out. I thought that was great. But the one criticism I have about this match is with the finish. I'm with you, Wesley, and I do think this is going to add another element to the Eddie Kingston and Claudio feud. Maybe. So that's why they did it. But still, I thought it was a mistake. I thought Eddie Kingston. I thought it was a mistake. I thought Eddie Kingston should have been the one to make Jericho tap out. You can add another dimension to that, and you can have Jericho and you can have Jericho and Angelo Park. I think, but you can have them tap at the same time. You can have them tap at the same time. Quite frankly, you can have them tap at the same time. Quite frankly, but I do think it was a mistake not having Eddie Kingston be the one to win this for his team by him having Jericho tap out. That is the story they have been telling in this match, is that Eddie Kingston wants to murder this man, Chris Jericho. He'll do anything in his power to murder this man, Chris Jericho. Jericho's been getting away from him week after week after week. Now in Blood and Guts, I thought the story, I thought the story should have been Eddie Kingston finally gets his revenge on Chris Jericho and makes him tap out. That's the only criticism I have to this match here. I would have had Eddie Kingston. I would have had Eddie Kingston keep the win with tap out to Jericho. You need to tap out at the same time with Claudio, or you need to tap out at the same time. But other than that, I had no other complaints. I thought this is excellent. This is an excellent cage match with these guys.
I thought the ending of this match was going to be Chris Jericho surrendering to Eddie Kingston because Eddie Kingston was gonna threaten to light Chris Jericho on fire. Because if you guys remember at Double or Nothing, Eddie Kingston came wobbling down the ring, all busted open with a tank of gasoline, and he wanted to light Chris Jericho up on fire, and Bryan Danielson prevented that from happening because he smacked it away from him. And I thought that was going to be the finish tonight, but I don't know. I do think that we will get one more match, probably one-on-one with Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston. Maybe ending all of this at All Out. What?
So me personally, I think that would be a mistake. We had Anarchy in the arena. We had this. This feels like the feud is done. This feels like the feud is done. It feels like the feud is done.
I don't think so, man, because Eddie Kingston still hasn't humiliated Jericho yet. He still hasn't gotten revenge from when Jericho threw a fireball in his face. So I think this is going to end. This is going to go all the way out to All Out. And I think it'll end I think an I Quit match would be perfect for these guys. I really do. I Quit to end this long feud, I think would be the best possible route to go. I don't think the story is with Claudio stealing the win with Eddie Kingston. It could be, but I still think I still think they got work to do with Jericho and Eddie Kingston. What are you guys' thoughts on a potential I Quit match?
I mean, it sounds interesting for sure. But I kind of feel like, this might actually is the end. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we could see one more match with Eddie and Jericho. We're just gonna have to see what they do next and how they end up planning this out in the coming weeks. But it did kind of feel like with this match, it was kind of like the end, and we're kind of both factions might end up moving on after this. If we, judging by the ending, we might end up going into the direction of an Eddie and Cesaro feud. And then, Moxley's the interim world champion right now, so he's going to be doing his own thing. He's got to be, world champion right now. He's got to focus on defending the title. And, we're already going to crown a number one contender with this battle royal. And I guess the two winners who come out of that, and they'll face each other or whatever, and they'll crown Moxley's next challenger. But yeah, I kind of feel like, and then I saw a clip. Apparently, Daniel Garcia had attacked Wheeler Yuta on Dark yesterday after he had successfully defended the Ring of Honor Pure Championship against Tony Nese. I kind of feel like, knowing that we got another Ring of Honor pay-per-view coming up this upcoming month here in July, Death Before Dishonor, I feel like we're going to get a Pure Championship feud between Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta. So I could see a singles feud with them. But I kind of feel like overall, like, they might start heading in this a couple different directions. But again, it's going to be it's a whole time will tell thing. But those are the few of the pictures I see right now. I definitely think we're going to get, for one of the matches at Death Before Dishonor, I definitely see Daniel Garcia versus Wheeler Yuta for the Pure Championship, which should be a great match. So, for sure, man, for sure. So, I think that's all we got. As far as tonight goes. I absolutely enjoyed it. I thought tonight was awesome. Blood and Guts, one of the best main event matches on Dynamite. And yeah, thank you all so much for joining me on the Big Fight Fuel channel. Myself, Wes, and Cam, thank you all for joining us. Excuse me. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. I will, in fact, be doing a review Saturday night for Money in the Bank. Whether the show's good or not, I don't know. I'm not really excited for it, but I'll do a review anyway. I don't care. So I'll be back for that. Be sure to comment down below your guys' thoughts on Blood and Guts pay-per-view. Let me know not pay-per-view. The Blood and Guts show tonight. Let me know. Let me know down below. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from us. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @Colin_Joseph. If you like sports as well, follow me on TikTok at @Colin_Joseph. Cam, where can they follow you, my friend?
Well, you can follow me on the Twitter sticks at Cam71101. If you want to hear me talk wrestling, or if you want to hear me talk NBA, or if you want to hear me talk NBA free agency, man. Absolutely crazy start. An absolute crazy start to the day so far. Absolute crazy start to free agency so far, man. So if that interests you, make sure you follow me there. And also, this is the first time I'm gonna do this, but add me on PlayStation Network, add me on PSN at Cam7, add me on PlayStation Network at Cam7805. Yeah, Cam7805. Let's play some Fall Guys, man. I've been getting back into Fall Guys recently. I've been robbed a couple of times and won it. I've been robbed a couple of times and won it. I've been so close, only to fall. I've been so close, only to get pushed off that last bit. But if you want to play some Fall Guys with me, add me on PSN at Cam71101.
Wes, take us home tonight.
You already know. Follow me over on Instagram and TikTok at The Real Wesley Snipes. Again, that is at The Real Wesley Snipes on both Instagram and TikTok. And Cam, since you plugged your PSN, I might as well plug mine as well. I don't have very many games. I have MLB The Show. Everybody loves playing baseball games. I do have Red Dead Redemption. I did just get Red Dead Redemption 2, so I did get that as well. So in case y'all want to play me online on that, I got Grand Theft Auto, you name it. But my PSN is Wesley AEW 901. So in case you guys are interested in adding me on there, feel free to, and maybe we can game a little bit. But there you go. Those are all the plugs I got. Thank you so much, folks, for tuning in for our Blood and Guts review tonight. Make sure, again, you hit that like button, you comment and subscribe, do all that good stuff. Joseph, send the fans home.
Yep, I will. I'm going to upload this and go play some MLB The Show myself, man. So thank you all for joining us tonight. Have a good one. Stay safe, and I'll see you for the Money in the Bank review on Saturday. Peace.